Always waiting there, and so is Paris. Now memories running railway tracks. This road leads to heaven. Waiting with feet frozen to the ground. The exploding gases bodies. Rifle buds to crush you down. Down and flowers to hide your eyes. This road leads to heaven. 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 This road leads to heaven.
What's up, guys? How we doing? How is everybody doing? Got a very special stream lined up tonight. And listen, this might be some disturbing turn of events for some of you guys, but as you may have surmised from the title, listen, I know we've been having some fun in the Noid streams. I know that this is a community based around never debunking, a pro-bunking community. But I was just thinking this week, why not just totally switch it up on your day ones? Why not just let success totally go to my head and completely switch up on all my day ones and become a logical debunker stream? I've been seeing a lot of crazy stuff floating around recently, and I've decided that I, and by extension all of you guys, fucking love science. So, I mean, if you've been enjoying the Noid streams, I would say you're going to enjoy the debunking streams even more. It's an opportunity to enjoy the stream even more. Because I've been seeing a lot of ridiculous Bigfoot stuff going around. No, don't dislike the stream. Let's not get ahead of ourselves and dislike the stream. I think you could at least come in with an open mind to the rational, sort of scientific process. That's what we're going to be doing here. I think you guys are going to enjoy it even more than the Noid streams that you've all come to love and also rely upon. I think you're going to actually enjoy it way more, and we're going to have way more fun sort of listening to, I was thinking maybe we could find some like lectures we could listen to. Maybe I'll see if I can find some documents that I could fill out scientifically, stuff like that. I think I think you guys are going to have way more fun with this new logic stream. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. So let's keep an open mind. Let's all agree to keep an open mind and also to like the stream. We're still, not everything has changed. We still like the stream, don't we, guys? Everything has changed. We still like the stream, don't we, guys? We still all like the stream. We still like the stream, don't we, guys? We still all like the stream. We still like the stream, don't we, guys? We still all like the stream. We still like the stream, don't we, guys? We still all like the stream. We still like the stream, don't we, guys? We still all like the stream. We still like the stream, don't we, guys? We still all like the stream. We still like the stream, don't we, guys? We still all like the stream. We still like the stream, don't we, guys? We still all like the stream. We still like the stream, don't we, guys? We still all like the stream. Okay, I'm going to trust. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Could be better, could be worse. Listen, I'm seeing a lot of... listen, and I knew this would be the case. There's a lot of confusion. Some might even say there's a lot of mis- and or disinformation flying around in the chat right now of saying people that they're not going to like the stream, which I would certainly classify as a form of at least misinformation, possibly even disinformation. But listen, guys, this is the logic stream. We're gonna get reasonable, logical, practical. Those are sort of the key pillars of the new logic stream experience. That, like I say, I think you guys are gonna come to actually enjoy it more than, say, having fun and stuff. Being sort of logical and practical. So I thought, one of the biggest issues sort of affecting our society these days is all the misinformation around Bigfoot that's been sort of flowing freely on unregulated social media platforms. So I mean, listen, if you're a fan of, say, Adam Ruins Everything, or that type of show, Mythbusters, perhaps, I think you're gonna have a great time tonight. Bigfoot proof. We're gonna go right for the top, and yeah, we're gonna do some debunking. So if anyone has a debunking hat or possibly some hair gel to sort of push their hair up into the classic, so let me get this right here, the classic debunker pompadour. And yeah, we're just going to get, okay, that's looking pretty good for a debunker. I'll maybe get some product for next week, because, to properly debunk, you do want your hair to be as large as possible. I think that's looking pretty good. yeah, we're going to be debunking some Bigfoot disinformation tonight. So we're starting at the top, you know. I figure if you're going to debunk anything, you want to deal with a lot of disinformation. There's a lot of disinformation flying around in the chat, right, guys? You guys are going to want to be very careful with that. You know, make sure to fact check anyone in the comments saying that I don't like this. You're probably going to want to fact check that. You know, just, you know, check your sources always, guys. Even here in a sort of logical, scientific-based community such as ourselves, I'm seeing a lot of mis and disinformation in the chat. But anyway, we're gonna go with we're gonna look at the evidence. We're gonna start off by looking at the evidence, or what some might call evidence. So, okay, here, this purports to be Bigfoot footage. I will start debunking it now.
Bigfoot footage caught in Utah has people freaking out. In the clip, a man was filming a river, but then he heard noises in the trees above the area that caught his attention. He turned the camera as he... A man was filming a river, but then he heard noises in the trees above the area that caught his...
Okay, this one's a little tricky, because that's clearly a... okay.
His attention.
Let's watch
he turned
the
the camera
video,
as he looked up and he saw Bigfoot. He said he was too afraid and embarrassed to show anyone the footage because he didn't want to sound crazy. But hey, this looks pretty convincing to me. Bigfoot footage...
Yeah, okay, so this one is really, really tough. We might have to go to the literature, because from just looking at it, yes, that is clearly a Bigfoot. I'm wondering perhaps this is AI. I mean, I'm pretty good at spotting AI. But I'm this one's I'm going to be could be real. Okay, I'm going to be real. Okay, yeah, I'm going to be real with you guys. I wasn't really expecting the evidence to be so concrete. But let's watch another one here. Whoa. Okay. Okay, I mean, this is tough, guys. I mean, we're all here to debunk using the scientific process. But I'm going to be real. I thought this was going to be sort of a walk in the park, easy, sort of Michael Jordan slam dunk from half court type thing. But, I mean, that's clearly not a man. Whoa. Is it a bear? No, it's not a bear. The stride isn't very ape-like either. Yeah, I don't know. True, there's not a telltale sign of AI either. Okay, we're going. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think it might be like a camera glitch of some sort, because clearly from the footage we're watching, that's kind of obviously is a real Bigfoot.
Man, his son, and a friend were just cruising along a strip when the son pointed out a distant figure running along a ridge about a half-mile away. They all saw the creature and they thought it was
again, that's not
weird. They reported this to the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization.
Oh, now, there's a research organization. I didn't realize that.
The figure appeared very tall, a little too tall to be a human.
Because, yeah, I don't think... Because a human wouldn't have so much hair all over their body typically. Which makes this sort of puzzling.
And they watched the brown figure run for about 30 seconds before it just disappeared from their view. Man, his son...
The BFRO is internationally respected. I'm going to have to be real with you guys. My new worldview that I adopted 3 days ago is there's really some cracks starting to show that I'm finding rather distressing.
And a friend were just cruising along a strip when the sun pointed out a distant figure running along a ridge about a half mile away. They all saw the creature and they thought it was weird. They were...
Okay, guys, I'm kind of at a loss for words right now. I mean, it's tough in the face of this overwhelming evidence from, respected international research organizations. It's sort of... I don't know. I feel like the foundations of my worldview that I developed on Thursday are really shaken. I feel slightly ill. I think that I may have been the victim of a misinformation campaign. And yeah, I think. I mean, I don't even want to get into what these things are. Yeah, I mean, so far it seems like we've dug in pretty deep at this point. Nobody can accuse us of not having done our research. And I'm really sort of forced to conclude that Bigfoot is real. Which is really causing me a great amount of psychic distress. 55 minutes. Again, this one does declare itself actual footage. Let me just get the disclaimer on there. Actual footage, and let's check this out.
He's an elder, and the evidence to substantiate this footage is real is absolutely incredible, because the eye spacing is non-human. And when you look at this, if it's non-human eye spacing, you clearly can see nasal moving.
There's his face
Yeah,
right in there.
I mean, yeah, guys, listen. Let's not play around anymore. That is clearly a Bigfoot.
It's clearly the blinking eyes, the wet eyes.
But yeah, thank you for joining me on tonight's stream. Non-human eye spacing.
He looks human.
So it is what it is. Okay, I think we all had a good time with the Logic stream, but yeah, we're back to Noid stream now. We tried, we gave the scientific method, I think a pretty good shot, a fair shake. No one could accuse us otherwise, but the evidence is just so overwhelming that, I think this case is pretty much wrapped up. I guess we can spend the next 2 hours and 40 minutes just sort of learning more about Bigfoot. Alluding to multiple Bigfoot or big feet. So yeah, what's your you guys have some Bigfoot experience, right? And also Roscoe, thank you for the dono during the intro. But yeah, so we're gonna check in with the real heads. None of this YouTube malarkey. It's pretty convincing. I mean, that's obviously a Bigfoot. But yeah, we're gonna dig in. Yeah, we tried. We failed. Is what it is. What did we learn? Well, I think we learned pretty conclusively that, Bigfoot is real. I really thought it was going to be a slam dunk, and I would be able to, spot like zippers and whatnot. But all of the footage that we watched was pretty much bulletproof. I have a sort of powerful computer running on my second monitor. that was doing AI-powered analysis of all that footage, and it did come back real. You know, no AI was used, no zippers detected, buttons, clasps, anything of that nature. Now that the fake fans have been scared off, we can get to real Noid hours. Real. Though we'll see. Maybe the thumbnail will attract some Bigfoot detractors. Which, I mean, obviously when I was younger and stupider 5 minutes ago, I was, but I mean, not anymore. Not anymore, that's for sure. Real Bigfoot sighting. Oh.
Hello. Welcome. This video is going viral on social networks. A supposed Bigfoot, good at first.
What
see
is this guy doing? Is this AI translation from Mexican?
Welcome. This video is going viral on social networks.
What do the lip readers in the audience think? Is he speaking Mexican right now?
Supposed Bigfoot, good at first. You can't see it well. This is the original footage. It's fast. But I'll put it in slow motion so you can try to see where the Bigfoot would be. Well, if you've already seen it, I don't know. Bigfoot seems kind of skinny and of natural size to that of humans. Would it be someone in the distance with a costumed outfit? Or just a human being that passed in the distance and the camera didn't film it well and it got a blackened appearance? I don't know. But it's still an interesting
have any of you guys noticed the Bigfoot?
Footage. This is the zoom of the footage for those who still couldn't observe the Bigfoot.
Oh, there's a Bigfoot. Bigfoot.
But I still like this footage. It's good. And it was taken, apparently without the cameraman knowing. The original footage. It's fast. But I'll put it in slow motion so you've taken, apparently without the cameraman.
Where is he? Is he up here somewhere? Oh, there he is. Bigfoot. There's a Bigfoot. Bigfoot has leaked on Face. Let's do a ones in chat if you're a Bigfoot believer, twos in chat if you're a Bigfoot detractor. We'll see how the evidence has hit so far after all the evidence that we've viewed. I was a 2 not 10 minutes ago. Now I'm pretty conclusively a 1. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 1s. Myron, as usual, staking out 3rd position. Seeing some 6 7s in chat. Okay. And I'm guessing that most of you 10 minutes ago were also detractors, but we've just viewed so much evidence here that that's not really a tenable position at this point. Okay, somebody said, what was that name? Somebody said it earlier. Bob Gumblin? Bob Gimlin. Okay, we'll look into that. Is that the original Bigfoot footage? Bob Gimlin. Bigfoot is real, but he's just Indian. That's third position. Who was it? Was Ross? Were you saying that your dad has seen Bigfoot? Where was that? That's crazy. Bigfoot stood 6'7". Do we have anybody here who's actually who's seen a Bigfoot personally? So this is the Patterson Gimlin. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I don't really like that at all. Glad this is all a joke to you guys. We're doing. Listen, sometimes we have a little fun while we're doing our investigations, but I think we're taking it pretty seriously. Can we check in on James Bobo Faye's health tonight? Who's that? My dad would never tell a spooky story just to scare us a night around a fire in the woods. No, I mean I certainly implicitly believe that. Let me just read it. Let's just get because I'm sure there's some people in the audience tonight who've never heard of Bigfoot. So let's just try and get a little background context. Yeah, true, Goblin, good point. We need to go to the real site, not fake tube. Good point. But let's just see what Roscoe's dad had to say. So this is first-hand evidence, I believe they would call it. Primary evidence. As if in a court of law, that's what they would call it. My dad said he saw a Bigfoot. He was camping by a lake with his brother. He told us this story as me and my brother and him were camping by that very same lake, which isn't sus at all. They were on the back side of the lake trying to find a nice fishing hole, but the brush was too dense. He said it was so dense, it was like the roots and ferns seemed to be trying to ensnare anything or anyone that came through. The first thing he noticed was the smell. He said it was like going through the reptile house at the zoo, but more pungent, verging on elephant. He stopped and listened for twigs breaking, but heard none. The birds went silent. The only sound was a slow, earthly thump, something heavy. A blood-curdling scream split his ears, like nothing he's ever heard before or since. He swung around and saw him. He wasn't fully covered in fur like you'd imagine. If you'd ever seen a mangy coyote, that's what his fur was like, he said. Patchy, with weird gray discolored skin underneath. Dry and rash-ridden. Probably stood 6'6", 6'7". My dad said he started yelling for his brother, and that's when Bigfoot took off in a sprint. He said he didn't even run like a normal two-legged thing. Every step was almost like a jump. My dad ran back to the campsite, and then they got sloshed and blew through the rest of their cigs, so they left early the next morning. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, that's what it can be like. Be careful out there, guys. At one point, Bobo was the public face of the Brafo. Okay, so what was that guy's name? James Bobo Faye. We'll pump it into fake tube first. Whenever I pass through small towns for work, I ask the gas station cashiers if they have Bigfoot stories, and about 8 of 10 of them have stories. Wow. Bigfoot confirmed Serbian. That's interesting. Serbian truth stream always was. I believe the Bigfoot can commune with plants and make them do their bidding. That is why they're able to hide so good. They make the brush and bushes hide them from sight. Much to consider there. Okay, so he's on he's on Conan. That's a little suspicious. I think we should we should get out of this YouTube technology and see what's good on Odyssey. Well, that can't be. Common theme is the mangy fur, the reddish-gray color, smelling them before you see them. Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. Oh, there was something I wanted to check here quickly. Okay. Lestrade is one of the few good Canadians. Okay. Yeah. John might want to ready a little something. Where was that, John? How do I access chats? John sent me a guy the other day. Let's see. We'll see. Is this Bigfoot related? Quite probably. Let's see. This is I think a Bigfoot researcher, I believe. This is an esteemed Bigfoot researcher. who head moderator John Kay sent us to examine. Okay, let's see what he has to say about Bigfoot.
Fun time is over for the God of Abraham. Your days of laughter, your days of silliness and neglect are done. It's over. We have another God, and we're going to go after him. And very soon, God of Abraham, you're going to see Amaris' face in the holy place. That's not a threat to you, Lord of Abraham. That's a promise. In light of recent events that have occurred throughout the week in America, one thing we can reassert is that the God of Abraham has continuously proven himself to be a negligent entity. We've seen examples of people, groups praying for safety and protection just before.
Just hold on, he's gonna get to the Bigfoot stuff, guys. He's just doing his little preamble. Just chill out.
Being slaughtered in cold-blooded murder or mass violence. These examples really underscore the true nature of the God of Abraham, which is one of negligence and one of folly. One thing is for certain, the God of Abraham, after allowing these events to transpire, by which people putting their faith in him would pray beforehand, asking him for their protection, only to be failed over and over again, repeatedly becoming victims of violence. During this time, it is evident that the God of Abraham is not going to protect anyone, no matter creed or principle or faith that one.
Okay. Okay, let's just jump ahead a bit. See, we're kind of more interested in Bigfoot tonight.
Follow me on this road to going after other gods, and let's begin to venerate Amaris. Let's set up temples. Let's begin to say prayers. And as Amaris...
Is Amaris like another name for Bigfoot? What are we looking at here? The Amaris Project anointing the state of Israel as the center of artificial general intelligence. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Can anyone fact check if Mormons actually believe Bigfoot is Kane? I heard that once and I thought it was a joke. I'm seeing fact check true. Fact check true in the chat. Yeah, that's interesting that boy, the connections just keep on piling up, because we see here we have one of the world's most preeminent Bigfoot scholars, Anthony M. And he is saying that we should all start worshiping Israeli artificial general intelligence. Okay, that's an interesting plot twist. Bigfoot is in fact a bad guy, maybe.
So it is currently September 5th
Bigfoot
in Israel, and the Mars within 30 degrees of the lunar node phase has come to an end. It was predicted last year that in 2025, when Mars would be within 30 degrees of the lunar node, between June 5th and September 4th, the enemies of Israel would fire their highest concentration of rocket fire.
Yeah, Ben, you got to send a link. You got to send a link to that. The classic R. Crumb story about a little guy who gets kidnapped by a big woman.
Compared to the rest of the year. And that is certainly the case as of now, looking back at this past phase of Mars being within 30 degrees of the lunar node. On June 13th, in a retaliatory response, Iran fired...
Well, I don't know if this guy is in Israel, but he's a Bigfoot scholar. We know that. We've confirmed that. And he's suggesting that we all start worshiping some Israeli AI, I believe. I think. Due to, and somehow all of his Bigfoot research has led him to this conclusion. So we're gonna see if, by the end of tonight, how many of us are involved in the Amaris project. We'll see.
550 missiles and 1,000 drones over the course of 12 days in what is now known as the 12-day war between Israel and Iran. And that escalation has exceeded by far the number of rockets and projectiles fired.
Yeah, this guy does have surprisingly vacant eyes for being so noided. True.
At Israel throughout the year. The rocket and missile attacks from January to May paled in comparison to the rocket and missile attacks that...
Wait, am I inferring correctly from the chat that both Wallums and Colley are in Israel?
Took place against Israel between June and September when Mars was within 30 degrees of the lunar node.
Oh, interesting hypothesis in chat here. Bigfoot being a golem created by Israel confirmed. Wait, is Soy also in Israel? Who isn't in Israel? What? Wallum spelled backwards is Shalom? That's interesting. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, actually. It's fine that it's just coming out that 80% of my audience is mysteriously in Israel at all given times. That's fine. Yeah, this guy's got some interesting things to say about Bigfoot, that's for sure. Calling down fire from heaven. Okay, interesting.
In the year 2026,
that's
Mars will be within 30 degrees of...
Guys, that's this year.
The lunar node between February 4th, 2026 and April 19th, 2026. Between that time, the enemies of the United States will fire their highest concentration of missile and rocket fire into the country. And the amount of rocket and missile fire that's fired into the United States during that time will exceed the amount fired at any other time during the year. So there it is. I'm calling down fire from heaven. In 2026, expect the concentration of rocket fire into...
Well, no, Goblin, you see, we are on Bigfoot. This guy is one of the world's most esteemed Bigfoot researchers. So we've already, from investigating this, we've drawn a pretty direct line from Bigfoot to Israel via the Amaris Project, which I think is a pretty important clue that we'll want to keep in our pocket for later. No offense to this guy. I'm sure he knows what he's talking about, but what does this have to do with Bigfoot? Well, it's like I guess you were probably typing it as I was explaining the situation there, that this Bigfoot researcher, esteemed Bigfoot researcher, has drawn the link between Bigfoot and Israel for us, which, like I just said, we're going to want to keep in our pocket for later. I think that will be relevant later on in the investigation. So let's check the real ish here. Odyssey.com. Oh, there's a real Bigfoot there. Let's check this out. I thought this was a Bigfoot stream, not a strap me to a missile and fire me at Tel Aviv stream. I mean, this is a stream where we figure out that the two are the same thing. Okay? That's what we're learning here. What's the when are the first Bigfoot sightings, I wonder. We wonder. Let's check in on Trickopedia real quick. See what they want us to believe about Bigfoot. Bigfoot, also commonly referred to as Sasquatch, that's interesting, is a large, hairy, mythical creature that is editorializing, said to inhabit forests in North America, particularly the Pacific Northwest. Okay. And here again, they're doing editorializing, pseudoscience, cryptozoology. Okay. It's funny how they say mythical creature and then include 2 real photographs of a Bigfoot. Well, no, this one's an artist depiction. This one's the real Bigfoot, I guess. They said mythical, not fictional. Okay, yeah, good catch. But I mean, they say that when there's a frickin' picture of a Bigfoot right here. And also a drawing of one. And it's like, if it wasn't real, how would the artist know how to depict it? See, even though it's a Noid stream now, we can still employ a little bit of logic that if Bigfoot wasn't real in the first place, the artist would have no idea how to even depict them. Right there. Okay, what are guys doing over here? Ooh, I am Bigfoot from VJ TV. Let's just...
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of the press and all those watching around the globe, thank you for joining me today. Today I stand before you to address a matter of great importance.
Okay.
My existence.
Okay, I think we're all good on that one. Okay, real Bigfoot photos. Okay, that sounds good.
I remember when we first played that Bigfoot game, and we saw Bigfoot just wandering around. And I said, well, I guess he's going home.
Okay, we're good. We don't want anyone chuckling. There'll be no chuckling. Search Sasquatch, not Bigfoot. Let's just check out on Bigfoot real quick here, then we'll check Sasquatch. Former President Theodore Roosevelt wrote about an encounter with a Bigfoot told to him by frontiersman. Okay, interesting. True, the scientific name is Sasquatch. Okay. Is Bigfoot and Sasquatch the same guy asking for a friend? Hexagon? Yeah, shout out Hexagon. Real Bigfoot fish. I've seen a Sasquatch. Okay. So you've seen a Sasquatch, but have you seen a Bigfoot? And also, are they the same? Here, this is actual. Yeah, I have it up. Actual footage. Okay, apparently they don't want us to see this one. Apparently. Bigfoot.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Scumdogs Kennel. I'm your host, Chris Williams, and in today's Cryptid Corner mini episode, today we're looking at the Todd Standing Bigfoot footage. The Todd Standing Bigfoot footage, or Todd Standing Big Footage, is a series of videos of strange creatures claimed to be Sasquatches, taken by controversial Bigfoot researcher and suspected hoaxer Todd Standing. Despite his footage being considered dubious by many due to the human face ratios shown in it, the inconsistencies of the creatures, and one video showing an alleged Sasquatch almost tripping up while running up a steep hill, most cryptid in one of these Bigfoots. It looks sort of eruptions or the chat. See you all again soon for notifications. I think that probably is. The inconsistencies of the creatures, and one video showing an alleged...
Albert Ostman's account is pretty insane. If you want a very weird but somehow compelling Bigfoot rabbit hole, I would highly suggest you look into his story. Okay. Albert Ostman. Albert Ostman. Let's see. Preacher is a Sasquatch. Bigfoot is... Woo. Bigfoot is a Garthin. I'm hearing in chat that Bigfoot is a Garthin. That's interesting. Okay, is this the guy?
Squatch. Albert Ostman lived fairly close to my home, and I got to know him very well. I've interviewed him numerous times.
John Green is a retired Canadian journalist and a leading researcher into the Bigfoot phenomenon.
Canada mentioned.
He is a graduate of both the University of British Columbia and Columbia University, and has a database of more than 3,000 sighting and track reports, earning him the nickname Mr. Sasquatch. While researching his book Sasquatch, The Apes Among
there's
Us,
an interesting sort of thought experiment. A female Bigfoot. Much to consider there. Lot to think about there.
Green interviewed Canadian outdoorsman Albert Ostman, recording his detailed and strange account. Ostman claimed he was kidnapped and held captive by a family of Sasquatch in 1924.
What would I search to find that video if I, just female Bigfoot? I mean, this video is pretty compelling, too. There's obviously a Bigfoot right in front of us. R. Crumb thought about that already. Yeah, he was very ahead of the game. But yeah, I mean, I wonder if there's any beautiful female Bigfoot researchers who've made videos we could watch. That might be interesting to check out a little bit, or something. I don't know.
While he was prospecting in British Columbia, Canada. This is the actual audio recording of Ostman's account made in 1966.
I was out on a prospecting trip. I was in, I think it was about 6 or 7 days. And I was camping at the place there. And the
6 or 7 days
began to bother me at night there. I thought first there would be porcupines or probably bear or something, but evidently it was something else. And that went on for about 3-4 nights. And finally one night I was picked up in my sleep and carried away. He carried me for, I don't know, probably 3-4 hours. Then I was let down in the valley, where, of course, it was dark, you know. I heard a lot of chatter around. It's a little after 4 o'clock in the morning when he let me down.
Ostman claimed the creature carried him in a sleeping bag, which
Damn.
also contained food supplies and his rifle.
It's good that he had a camera.
Didn't feel
It's more real Bigfoot footage.
threatened by the strange creatures, but he also didn't feel free to leave.
We're gonna find out.
So
I
he
got that
settled in
female
and
Bigfoot
made
video
his
all
own
lined
camp.
up.
Finally, when it got lighter, I noticed these people around me, 4 of them, 2 big ones and 2 small ones, but they were all covered with hair and no clothes. Never bothered me. Evidently they had some reason why they wanted me there. I had enough wood gathered up so I cooked coffee. And I guess the aroma from that brought him near, and he was sitting about 10 feet away from me when I was drinking my coffee. And then I opened a box of snuff, you see, and when I opened that and took a pinch, you know, he reached out for it, you know, and he emptied it right in his mouth, and he swallowed it. And that didn't feel very good, you know. Tastes very good, I guess. So, and then he had to have something to drink, I guess. So he grabbed that and he drank the coffee can, ground and all.
As a result of the snuff and the coffee, the beast ran off, likely looking for water.
Man, he just like me for real. There was a History Channel special about how Hitler commissioned human-ape hybrids to create a Bigfoot super Nazi. Could be a German lab leak origin. That's pretty interesting stuff. Bigfeet will actually suck off humans, store their seed in their cheek, then impregnate female Bigfeet to prevent problems with incest. It's true. I mean, that kind of links up. Ben and Roscoe's comments there are not mutually exclusive, though, I don't think. Both could be real and actually confirm one another as true. Could be real.
That's when Ostman made his escape.
It's true. Don't ask me how I know.
It's not a story that anybody would be inclined to believe today. The problem is that the descriptions that he gave of these individuals have been consistently supported throughout the years by subsequent observations.
Tough to argue with that. Interesting stuff. Kidnapped by... And then, now let's look into female Bigfoots. I think a lot of ground to cover here.
This is where it happened.
Oh, it's Peter Kane dog training. This guy rules. Oh, I totally forgot about this guy. I feel like this guy's like always getting kidnapped by cryptids and stuff.
In this dry creek bed, I was back here looking. I thought one of my dogs was back here. And I was like, how'd the dog get out of the yard? I saw a bunch of, movement, and then I got...
I think this is the guy, I'm pretty sure, who calls, like, dogs rude little baby men. I'm pretty sure that's this guy. This guy's awesome.
Back in, well, maybe it's a deer.
Always has some drugged out young girl. Well...
And then I was worried about my dogs because there's a lot of Bigfoot and Sasquatch in this area. I didn't have a gun with me. And so I got back here, and that's when I saw the female Sasquatch.
How do you tell if it's a female? Do you think there's some sort of boob type thing, or what are we talking about here?
Out of the bushes, knocked me down on the ground, and I thought she was going to kill me. I'm like grabbing for a gun, and then I realized I didn't bring a gun with me.
Mammoth mommy milkers, obviously, yeah, duh. Well, I guess, yeah. That's pretty interesting. Do you think they're big naturals, but do you think they're hairy, or it's sort of like a baboon's ass? Could go either way. Hopefully, he'll explain further.
I didn't have a dog with me. I was back here by myself. I was terrified. I was so terrified. It was so scary. And I wouldn't be back here right now, except I feel the need to like get over my fear and what happened. And what happened was, as soon as I was knocked down on the ground, she starts ripping my clothes off me. She did. She pulled my pants off me, and I'm like, oh great, what she's gonna kill me, they're gonna find my naked body here. It's worse. It's worse. As soon as she got my pants off me, she started like jerking the ween. And I'm like, whoa, that's not going to work. What are you doing? And then the next thing I know, keep in mind, this is a big Sasquatch, comparable to like a big hairy Russian woman. I mean, she was big. She was like, 7.5, 8 feet tall and hairy. And so I'm down there on the ground. I'm completely naked. My clothes have been ripped off me. And she starts giving me a knobber. It was all just biological. I didn't have any choice. And the next thing you know...
Wow.
I blew my load in the Sasquatch. As soon as I did that, she got up. And she ripped down... She let out this howl and then ripped down this tree. And I thought, my God.
Okay, so this is kind of like indisputable confirmation of the theories that were flying around in chat earlier about Bigfoot storing human bust in their cheeks for further Hitlerian hybrid projects. Okay, so it's good to get confirmation on that. Wow.
She's gonna.
But yeah, we do. Obviously, we believe victims here.
Take the tree and take it and smash me, right? No, it didn't end. It didn't end. And then she starts blowing me again. She starts blowing me again, and I'm like, could you give me 5 minutes? She didn't even give me 5 minutes. She started blowing me again. The next thing you know, I bust a nut again, and then she stands up and does one of these isn't that good? I swear to God. Then she hightails it into the woods this way. Now, I didn't know what to do at this point. I'm like, what do I do? I've been raped by a Bigfoot? Do I call the police? What do I do? I still don't know what to do. I mean, she could.
Yeah,
she could
I don't know.
pregnant.
What do you do in that scenario? This guy's got put in a real tricky situation
With my child.
So do you think that Bigfoot's... Where does this guy live? Do you think anyone who goes into these woods gets Bigfoot head, or you have to pay money, or it's only certain guys, or I don't know. Where is this? Where are these woods?
I'll tell you one thing, I don't go in the woods anymore unless I have a weapon with me. I'll get over this. I think I should probably talk to somebody, maybe a counselor or something. I've never been raped before this.
Some men drown while others die of thirst. Yeah, I mean, yeah, wow.
And listen, if it was a female human, yeah, let's do it. But this was like a creature. It was like a monster. It was a fucking monster. I was raped on a fucking dry creek bed. There's poison ivy all over here. I'm gonna have poison ivy.
I'm hearing Louisiana, but also Midwest Northern, and I really needed to get more specific. If I'm booking a plane or whatever, I'm gonna need pretty specific here.
Ivy probably on my ween. Sucks. It sucks, man. I felt like I couldn't get fucking clean. I got home and I started taking a bath and I just fucking feel like I can't get fucking clean. So
okay, I'm sorry. I'm not obviously I'm not laughing at this victim's account. I was thinking of something else that was funny. It's nothing to do with this.
Horrible experience, and nobody will believe me. If I call the police, they're gonna tell me I'm fucking making it up. It's fucking horrible. That's the tree that she knocked down after the first time, after I busted my load in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is really fucked up to be getting raped by like an exceptionally hot and sexy Bigfoot. It's also interesting. It's I guess it's just lucky that he got raped by a female Bigfoot. Otherwise, that could be pretty embarrassing for him. But that's the breaks. Chances are he got raped in jail or something. Has come up with this Bigfoot scenario to cope with the reality that he's been violated. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was a Bigfoot and not a guy in jail. Close second behind Will Stansel for the most raped man alive. True. He's pretty hard. He's pretty hard. I felt that way with a tranny hooker once, but said fucking kept going. I mean, that may well be exactly what happened to this guy.
To her. She's probably pregnant with my fucking hybrid baby. That's my guess.
Wow. Ben just hitting the nail on the head. Hard to evaluate the truth of these stories fairly while also imagining this hot scenario. Yeah. Really, absolutely true. I mean, I think all of our heads are a little clouded right now. Obviously, we all want the story to be true, but we're going to have to put that aside for a moment to try and really evaluate the sort of fundamentals of this story.
This is poison sumac, and this is all in the dried up creek bed. It's everywhere. I'm sure I'm going to have poison sumac on my scroto, on the shaft. Don't eat poison sumac. So she was just eating poison sumac before she gave me the knobber. She'd have that shit on her fucking lips and shit. My ween's gonna be breaking out and it ain't gonna be with the herb. You know what I'm...
Okay. I mean, I believe that he got raped by an exceptionally hot and also female Bigfoot, who is a woman. But just as like a little thought experiment, that's like a really awesome way to explain why it's not herpes. Guys, it's not herpes. I got sucked off by a beautiful woman, female Bigfoot, and she'd just been eating frickin' poison ivy, actually.
Saying this sucks.
That's galaxy brained, although obviously I think this guy is telling the truth, and it was extremely hot, and I'm super jealous.
Sucks. I don't know what to do. I'll never go back down there alone without a dog or a gun. I don't like being treated like a piece of meat like that. Manhandled by some big hairy female. That was one of the worst. That was the worst. Seriously, that was the worst. I can't even believe I blew my load. It was difficult, but I figured, you know, she was making an effort. I figured at some point I should too.
That is so awesome. Does he have more Bigfoot videos? I really want to hear more about Bigfoot. Specifically these hot, sexy female Bigfoots. Okay, is this the drugged up young woman he's always with?
Female Sasquatch carried me up a hill, like running, like 45 miles an hour uphill, carried me like a sack of potatoes with
so
my
this is a totally different scenario. Okay, let's go.
feet, and me screaming, let me down. And then we get there, and like her cub was missing, who was with the buck Sasquatch, and she insisted on breastfeeding me, because, you know, if you have to, like...
Okay, this is literal some men drown while others die of thirst. You're telling me not only did he get his dick sucked twice by a female Bigfoot, now he's getting to suck on her big hairy boobs? Okay, how is that fair that it keeps happening to him? He got a new 17-year-old black girlfriend that looks like a Twitch streamer. Okay, interesting.
Get the milk out or else it's uncomfortable. So she just like, and then made me breastfeed, and it tasted like honey. And then the buck shows up after making me breastfeed, and he walks into the Sasquatch den, and I swear to God, the female Sasquatch takes one look at the buck and her baby and just dropped me. Dropped me on the ground like she didn't care.
Wow, okay. Man, how can one... Life is so unfair, guys.
This is where it happened this spring, and I come back here because I want to conquer my fears. And I never come back here without a gun or without a dog. I have Jupiter with me. And then now Jupiter doesn't seem real big, but he's a tough dog.
This is a different... Did it happen to him twice? Oh,
and all Bigfoot and Sasquatch are afraid of dogs. This is a fact. Look, I was molested.
Yeah, real. This guy is just a total Foid magnet. Human, Bigfoot, other. They can't get enough.
I was molested by a Sasquatch. It's a fact. And hearing all this in the news of like Al Franken and Roy Moore and Donald Trump, it just brings it all back. It's like I got PTSD, so I'm watching TV and I see that.
I'm sorry, but having like Me Too trauma from being the world's luckiest man, I mean, come on.
It's about our president molesting people, and I'm thinking, I've been molested. You know, nobody wants to help me. I've been molested by a Sasquatch, and I know a lot of people are saying that it wasn't a female Sasquatch, that it was a male Sasquatch, and it wasn't. It was a female. I'm not gay. I'm not. Nothing like that happened. It was a female Sasquatch. I didn't want it to happen. I was back here minding my own business, looking for my dog. I was looking for my dog, and it's like she barreled out of the bushes and knocked me over and started pulling my pants off. You know? It felt good. I admit it felt good. I blew my load. It's horrible. I don't know how I'm going to get over this.
Yeah. Good point, Dobas. Believe men. True. Yeah. Believe men.
Choopy, what am I going to do? The only thing that I can do is keep coming back here. One day I'm going to see that Sasquatch. I'll see that Bigfoot. She'll be sorry for what she did to me. You'll be sorry when you did Sasquatch to Peter Kane. That was a huge mistake. The worst part about it was that, yeah, it did feel good. That's why, but it was biological. I just blew my load because I had to. I had no choice. She got on top of me and was riding it home.
Wait, she got on top of him. So, like, did he get to fuck one? Oh my God.
She didn't even give me a rimmer. She raped me. She didn't even give me a rimmer. She didn't even give me a rimmer. She just fucking used me for my sperm. I know she's got my baby out there in the woods. If I find her and she's got my baby, I'm taking my baby. I'll raise that cub. I'll call it Chaka. Oh, God, I want to get revenge. Oh, Sasquatch, you're dead to me. How dare you?
He's not Joe. I don't really see why you would. That one did seem like a bit. My guess for this, I'm sort of a keen. I have a keen insight into human psychology. I think it really did happen, and now he's trying in a sort of 5D chess move to play it off as a joke. That would be my guess, but that it actually did happen.
I didn't have a choice, and she touched the brown eye, and I don't think I liked it. I don't think that I want that to happen again.
It's, oh man, it's like, so he had a third encounter?
I don't think I do. So I made some protective gear, and this is what I'm gonna wear, and I know that it seems like that's ridiculous. That's a dog food bag. It was a dog food bag. This material is very tough.
Yeah, that's a good point, Gaines. I mean, I see what he's doing here. He was very vulnerable in that first video, recounting his true traumatic experiences with a beautiful Bigfoot woman who took advantage of him. And I can see why he would try and now play it off as a joke. Probably a lot of people were making fun of him for that. Male victims suffer, I would say, roughly 10,000 times more than women on average. But him doing that is obviously damaging to real Bigfoot victims, of whom there are many, even in this chat, I would say.
It is. There's no way that a Sasquatch...
Okay, again, here, he's sort of making light of the situation. I mean, listen, there's no wrong way to process trauma, as I call it. But clearly this is wrong. I see why he's doing it, but it is pretty damaging to real Sasquatch survivors to sort of make light of this situation. And you would think, going through what he's gone through, that he would know better, but... like I say, everybody processes these things differently. Bigfoot forearm and hand. What happened to him this time, we wonder?
When my father acquired the Bigfoot, September 23rd, 1953...
Bigfoids! But yeah, Bigfoids are very aggressive, and it can be very traumatic. It's nothing really to joke about, but in his first video, I mean, he was clearly... It obviously did happen, and now he's trying to like play it off as a bit. We've all been there, right, guys? We've all been there.
Decision had to be made because the animals were so large they couldn't get them out of the swamp. So the decision was to dissect them, and that's exactly what they did. Right here and in my possession is the only physical proof of Sasquatch that we have in existence. This right here is a hand to a female. It is estimated that the female is approximately 500 pounds. Look at...
Yeah, that's interesting. That's pretty interesting. Sticks. His Styx Hexenhammer, a big Bigfoot guy. Yeah, let's try Sasquatch. Is Sasquatch real? Yes.
Daves asks, I remember in one of your videos that you mentioned something about when you were younger, how you believed in cryptids and how the government should fund a study looking into them. Can you explain what made you change your mind about them?
Well, we argue whether he's lying or telling the truth. There is a third option, divorced Gen Xer, that may explain everything. It could. I mean, I think it really happened to him. That's what I think. A little jealous, but it is what it is. I think this guy did an interview years ago with my local radio guy. I remember him talking about having remains and being a dog trainer, probably. Oh, and I'm hearing reports that Stykes Hexenhammer definitely got raped by Bigfoot. Some guys have all...
I believe in Sasquatch mainly due to the amount of people who have claimed to have encountered them, in addition to First Nations people, especially in British Columbia area. Well, hold up now. I never said I believed in them when I was younger. I said I was always fascinated by the idea. And by the way, that was actually in an interview that I did with the letter hack, Matt Strackbine.
Okay, don't care. Don't care. Get to the hot Bigfoot sex. Yeah, debunker, opinion discarded. That's right. I mean, listen, after all the evidence that we've seen already tonight, I mean, it's pretty absurd to even try and get out here and say something ridiculous such as, I don't believe in Sasquatch. Kind of crazy. Kind of a joke. Clearly compromised. Liar. Intricate Sasquatch structure find.
How's it going? Just crossed this frozen river. I saw some stuff sticking up over here that I thought could be a structure. That's not even the good part. I was looking at this stuff spiked up here, which looks interesting, but coming up on a very intricate build here. First time seeing it. Wow.
Oh, wow. Wow, Ben, that's really hot. Do you think I can show that on stream? It's pretty hot. It appears to be basically an artist's rendition of what happened to Peter Kane, dog trainer. I'm just going to show it. Wow. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. Pretty hot. Pretty freaking hot. The Epstein files confirm Sasquatch is real. Debunkers BTFO eternally. Yeah. Do they actually? Wow. Whoa! This guy really thinks interdimensional beings are making their dwellings in mere bramble? Bah! Yeah, I mean, Bigfoot could probably curl up in there, but I think they would probably have something a little bit more swag. That kind of looks like the type of thing that, around here at least, homeless guys live in those typically. Usually. Sasquatch. Is that all the Sasquatch? I think Bigfoot is going to give us more results than Sasquatch. What I want to find, are there more people who have been sexually interfered with by Bigfoot? I think that's an interesting path to go down. Maybe these belong to a homeless Sasquatch. That's an interesting theory for sure. Disturbing Bigfoot theories. Okay, buckle up, guys.
Welcome to the depths of the strange.
But is there... yes, I would also like an elaboration on Bigfoot in the Epstein files. I want to believe.
Otherworldly, unknown, paranormal, and much more. Where we explore theories that defy logic, reason, and will leave you questioning reality itself. In this episode, we discuss the infamous beast, the myth, the legend, Bigfoot. Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, Yeti, the abominable snowman, plus other names in other languages, is a mysterious yet...
Okay, well, it seems like we have video evidence here, so let's...
Hey everyone, it's Eric with Herringman Road here. And I wanted to talk about something that I honestly never thought I would be talking about. And that is Bigfoot in the Epstein files. Never thought those words were coming out of my mouth, but unfortunately it's true.
You want it 2x speed? All right, sure. Sure.
True, and there's some really shocking information about what was being planned for not just the Bigfoot subject, but a lot of different paranormal groups, if you want to say that, I guess. So I really wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about this or bring this up on the channel, but after looking at it, to be honest, it's right up my alley. It's what we do on this channel regularly. And if you're new to the channel, I've filed several records requests, FOIA requests to federal and local government agencies across the nation. And I've had some interesting results as far as the cryptid subject goes. I've gotten 911 phone calls, I've gotten police reports, even photographs from these agencies believing to be, alleged Bigfoots or other cryptids. So it's interesting that Bigfoot popped up in these files. So you're probably thinking that they're mentioning some type of Bigfoot sighting or encounter in these documents, but it's not that at all. What it is actually something more nefarious, more controlling, I would say.
don't have
I'll just go ahead and go
premium,
over
so I
the
can't do
documents with you guys.
four.
Now, these were emails being sent to and from Jeffrey Epstein and a professor at a college in Arizona. Now, I have all the documentation. I guess I got to be real careful about how I talk about this stuff, but if you want to see all the documents, you want to take a look at the Bigfoot stuff that's in the Epstein files, you can find it on my Patreon. All the information is there, all these several pages. I'm just going to go over the one page that kind of has the most, I guess, damning information, and it's an email, and it was sent on Saturday, 24th, 2018. Well, there's a series of emails here that are being sent. That is the one that's really at the top of the page right here, but the original email came in the day before that, which was a Friday, February 23rd, 2018. So, a lot of redacted stuff in here, obviously. I'm not going to say the professor's name, but it is in the files. If you want to check that out, it's on my Patreon. But I'll read you the initial conversation here. So we have the professor writing, please. That's the very first email we see from this chain. After that, we have Epstein responding. I wonder if there's a way for Sam to get a read on what the crowd wants. Really have no idea what they're talking about. We've got the professor writing back. I thought of that. With me backstage.
Oh, wait. I missed... I missed whatever that Mel Gibson one was. Okay. We'll go 2 times.
And then we have Epstein responding, risk if the audience is a no. We have a tourist. Now, I wasn't really sure what that word meant. I never heard it before. And I looked it up, and it's actually...
Okay, sorry. I wasn't listening. I think you should write a skeptic article on evidence-based science. We should start a Me Too hashtag for Loch Ness Monster, alien abduction, religious ghost, Bigfoot. And you say you should believe the victim? Are they literally talking about Bigfoot rape scenarios? What?
Actually a Yiddish word, a Hebrew word, I believe, meaning problem. We have a problem. So he's saying, a risk if the audience is a no, we have a problem. It sure is. And then the professor writes back, not worth the risk. And then Epstein writes, call me, I have a funny idea. The professor responds, hi, stuck at 30,000 feet, and unlike your private plane, they won't let me make phone calls up here. Smiley face. Being met by Nancy at the airport where we were going to breakfast, and then hopefully 3 matinees, happy face. Now, I'm not sure if 3 matinees is a euphemism for something else. I don't want to speculate, but it does say, we'll reach out later when I can. Thanks, Jeffrey. And the last portion of this email chain is from Jeffrey Epstein writing, I think you should write a skeptic article on evidence-based science. We should start a Me Too hashtag for Loch Ness Monster, alien abductions, religious ghosts, Bigfoot, and say you should believe the victim. So that is some pretty crazy information right there from what it sounds like. It seems like Epstein was trying to create a hashtag with the backing of a professor, a doctor, from a university about believing witnesses from, all types of paranormal, supernatural things. Loch Ness Monster, alien abductions, ghost, Bigfoot was the last one that they did mention on there. It seems to me, in my opinion, that they were trying to control the narrative of the paranormal. Maybe they were just trying to push someone forward that says, hey, believe these people or whatever that have had these experiences. This, to me, is pretty shocking that they were trying to control the entire, paranormal, supernatural communities through hashtags where we believe, without question, these witnesses that have come forward. You have to remember, this was written in 2018. Since then, we've had a lot of people coming forward, a lot in the UFO subject, saying they have knowledge of advanced crafts and we're hiding aliens and all this stuff, and none of them have ever been able to provide any type of data or evidence for their claims, and kind of makes you think, was this part of the project that was...
What do we make of this? What are we to make of this? That Jeffrey Epstein was literally... I don't even know what to make of this one.
Being initiated by Epstein and company for blind belief of these people that come forward with these really interesting stories. And I've always when I hear stories, I always take them with a little grain of salt, especially people that are saying they've had multiple sightings, encounters of cryptids or alien abductions or ghosts. As far as the Bigfoot subject goes, there's also been a lot of people popping up claiming all types of things. I've heard one guy say he's got Bigfoot living on his property, clan of Bigfoot living on his property. I've heard Bigfoot and Dogman working together in national parks, killing people and all this crazy stuff. I've even seen a guy blow a shofar, one of these Jewish horns, saying he can summon Bigfoot through it, and that's just... I really have no idea if this hashtag thing ended up going on, this hashtag project.
Okay, are we getting Bigfoot Golem confirmed? Could be real. Could be real. Jeffrey Epstein was trying to make things sound fake. Okay.
But I kind of wonder how they would have accomplished this, and the way I think they would go about it is they would use the avenues they already had available to them that they've used for a long time, and that is the legacy media companies that they've been around forever, and that they've shown they've been all over these Epstein files, that not a good way. And so it kind of makes you wonder, were they going to use these paranormal shows that have been popping up like crazy, these ghost hunters, these Skinwalker Ranch, these Bigfoot shows that have been popping up? Are they going to use that to push this hashtag? Did they use those shows to push this hashtag? And if you know me, you've watched the channel, you've heard me say it before, anybody that's talking about paranormal stuff or Bigfoot stuff on a television show, to me, their credibility just tanks, you know, because a lot of times they're getting a paycheck, they're being edited to hell.
Yeah, I mean, being able to summon Bigfoot with a shofar does raise a lot of questions related to the Bigfoot golem theory that we're kind of working with right now. If Bigfoids are real and will rape you, Jeffrey would probably try and keep them from us. True. He wouldn't want us to have access to such things, I would guess.
To make it fit to how they need it to fit. I mean, a lot of times, hey, can we run that back? They're doing staging stuff even, so I have a really hard time believing anyone that's been on one of these shows talking about the subject because they're getting a paycheck out of it. And I myself, I've been approached by one of these legacy media companies to work on a show, and from the first meeting, I wanted to throw up in my mouth. The guy was already telling me 5 minutes in, you're not going to be in the show, I'm not going to be in the show, we're going to get an actor to play you, and yeah, it was just pretty gross. And he wanted me to sign a non-disclosure agreement and send all the data that I have from these records requests, and I was like, no thanks, I'm not going to do that. These are the same type of people that were working with Epstein and co. that were trying to get this hashtag published or promoted. So again, I don't know, it's pretty crazy if this is mentioned at all, and the fact that they were going to use these hashtags for people to blindly follow. Like if they have this hashtag, you believe them, you know, I believe, or Bigfoot believers, who knows what the hashtag was. But I don't know, it's really crazy that I was able to find this information in the documents that were recently released. And if you want to see that, they are on my Patreon, multiple pages. This was the most interesting portion. It does mention Bigfoot that I've included, but it's on my Patreon. If you guys want to check out my Patreon houses the largest collection of cryptid data and information, 911 phone calls, police reports, etc. And not just blindly believing these people that come forward with these.
Damn, that's crazy. That is freaking crazy. Big feet actually have the highest concentration of adrenochrome on Earth. It's why the elites have them all hidden and enslaved. Could be real. Indians, red dot, come to America and settle in our vast public woodlands. They seem to be the only people who have that crazy full body hair genetic trait. That is something to consider. That would certainly be quite a twist to the Peter Kane scenario. That would really make it less hot and more sinister, honestly. Thought of a Bigfoot enslaved breaks my heart. Yeah, real. Okay, let's just take a little look, see what's leaking on Facebook right now.
Watch who's stalking who now. Who's stalking who now? Look at that. Do you see a person?
The video shows him walking through thick trees, the air quiet and still. But far in the background, something moves. A dark figure, hard to see at first. Every time he turns, it slips behind trees, silent, patient, almost like it's playing a game.
Yeah, who's stalking who now?
Wait, is there a Bigfoot there? Is that a Bigfoot?
I got you now, motherfucker. I got you now, motherfucker. Look at this beautiful moss, by the way. Do you hear it? Look.
Yeah, I was just wondering why. I mean, if I was going Bigfoot hunting, I would probably have
who's stalking who now? Look at that. Do you see a person?
The video shows him walking through thick trees.
Got you now, motherfucker. Look at this beautiful moss, by the way. Do you hear it? Look.
He tries to act normal, pointing out the moss, talking to himself.
is pointing out the moss acting normal? There's a cool video of a guy in Siberia that's hunting and is up in a tree, and something starts stalking him and tries to get him and climbs up the tree and he shoots it and runs off. Interesting. That does, yeah, see if you can find that. Bigfoot is the golem spoken of in Hebrew text. The idea, the perfect goyim.
But his voice grows shaky. He knows he's not alone. He can feel it.
Okay, ready? Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me I'm crazy.
Oh.
The deeper he goes, the more the feeling grows, like the woods themselves are closing in. He reaches a clearing and looks around. Nothing. But he's breathing heavily now. He keeps saying he's alone, trying to believe it. But behind the trees, that figure is still there.
Look, there's right there.
Tell me I'm crazy. Look at that. I'm by myself in Dudley. Look at that.
He tries to act normal.
Okay, That's pretty spooky stuff. Yo, what's up, Jokester? We're just doing some research on Bigfoots and how real out of 10 they are. Okay, a lot of Bigfoot stuff leaking on Facebook. Bigfoot and the Dog Man are probably from the same genetic laboratories. What's the Dog Man? Bro is literally out here naked in the woods begging for Bigfoot. Yeah. I mean, who among us, right? Bigfoot, a lot of AI Bigfoot stuff leaking on Facebook here. I want more of that guy. I think that was this one. Okay, they were Peter Kane pilled. That's a good sign.
Look, dude, she couldn't find her way over there, so now she's over
big
here.
void. It's a big void.
She's back in here trying to find a way into my property. Do you see her? Look at that face. Oh my god. It's right there staring at me.
Oh, yeah, it's there. That's a big void. It's kind of hot, too. It's kind of hot. Bigfoot has to be real. He has to be. I keep seeing a lot of Bigfoot AI. I think they're funny. I think the AI might be to distract us from how real Bigfoot is. To be honest, I think I probably believe more in Bigfoot than in Bigfoot. I believe there are definitely big, sexy, hairy women. Just kind of looking for action. Yeah, go into the woods, blast some seal on the JBL. Bigfoot isn't part human. Humans are part Bigfoot. Much to consider there. Oh, okay, but we have a very powerful actually in the replies here. Okay. Both are part Anunnaki, hence the similarities. That's a good point. That's a good point. That looks like a... I don't know, maybe it is a Bigfoot. I don't know. Oh no, that's a Dog Man. That's a dog... So this is a Dog Man, not a Bigfoot. Okay, interesting. Symbolized. Okay, it's clearly a Bigfoot standing right there. I want more of the naked guy in the woods. I want to know what happened. What happened there? Is Dogman worth adding to the list? Is that like a real thing? Yeah. Sexy werewolves are heckin' valid. Same with sexy Bigfoots. All sexy cryptids are welcome here. Okay. If you encountered a Bigfoot in real life, would you be afraid or show love? Yeah, probably a little bit of both. I mean, especially if it was a big foid, I would probably be open to certain things. If the encounter went certain ways, I might not complain too much about that. As long as it was a big foid. Bigfoot equals child of Nephilim plus apes. Okay. Bigfoot pussy would smell bad. You don't know that. You don't know that. You have no way of knowing that. It might smell good. Peter Kane didn't mention anything about it smelling bad. He would know. That guy has slammed more Bigfoot sliz than most of us guys could even imagine. Okay, what was I had something lined up. What was it? Oh yeah, Bigfoot accounts. We're gonna get some eyewitness accounts, primary sources.
So we got into the forest about 200 feet. I'm guessing it was about 200 feet. And we could hear branches breaking ahead of us. So we're thinking, okay, maybe there's a deer or something up there, or it could be a bear, could be a mountain lion. And Wendy was ahead of me. And she turns around and she points. And I looked up into the distance, way in the distance. It was about 75 to 100 feet ahead of us. You could see something in the distance. At first we thought it was a bear, but it seemed more bipedal. So it seemed more upright. It appeared to have kind of a conish type head. So you watch the video and you decide. I know there's a lot of skeptics out there. I'm just telling you what we saw that day on our little hike in the bush near Port Renfrew. There was actually kind of a musty smell, wasn't there? It wasn't strong. I would say it was kind of subtle. I don't know if bears stink. I mean, somebody says, oh, it was a black bear. I don't think it was a black bear. I've seen black bears before.
No, it wasn't black.
It seemed quite big. And she's looking through the camera and zooming in on this thing. I'm seeing it from a distance, but it appeared to be quite...
I mean, okay, I guess multiple people have mentioned the smell, but I feel like they're usually talking about the Bigfoot, not the sexy, large. Not like that picture, not like that R. Crumb picture. That picture, she looked like she smelled good. That's all I'm saying. Pull up Kurt Metzger, Dog Man. He doesn't copyright strike because he's Christian. Is it going to be like some hour-long thing? Kurt Metzger, Dog Man. Clippers be clipping. But yeah, I agree with Benjo. Probably more fragrant than smelly. There is a difference. There is a yeah. Yeah, the Mel Gibson hypothesis is smelly, hairy, horny. It's coming up again. It's coming up again. Sorry, did I miss it here? What's the Dog Man thing? I'm curious about there's something to do with a Dog Man.
Hey everyone, before we get to this week's show, this is just your weekly reminder to please continue to pray for my wife, Lindsay. She is battling breast cancer right now, and we're praying.
I was having a hard time believing it myself, and it happened to me.
I'm sorry, we're not watching a 3-hour podcast. The secret society that erased Tartaria from history, okay. Bigfoot backwards is tooth give. Tooth give. Tooth fairy connection. That's a lot to consider there. We're going to take that into consideration. Sexy vampire women will be beautiful to look at. I agree. True. Truth acorn. Bigfoids, nice feminine musk. Yum. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's look up let's specifically I'm pretty interested in this whole Bigfoid scenario and the things that they do to you in the woods. Let's look up more into that. Bigfoot female. Okay, we already watched that one. That was awesome. Oh, look, here's a picture of one. You know, let's get ready, boys. Okay, that's pretty it's pretty interesting. She's got her own YouTube channel. That's pretty cool. Gonna have a DSP moment. You guys have to alert me if I accidentally leave my webcam on after the stream. It's extremely important. I can't go into why. And no, we do not have black women in Edmonton. No, we do not. This is... Wow, this sexy Bigfoot sure puts out a lot of short. All right, about cute. Yeah. Ooh, who's this green one?
Right. Mana mana. Mana mana. Mana mana.
Yeah, that's a good question, Ben. Who was this for? We found Hugh's beautiful dream goddess. Well, possibly this viral creator. This viral creator, Bigfoot Bay. Apparently it's for a lot of people. Okay, it doesn't do those. How did you get the names Chrome Boys from? That's hidden lore. It is findable, but that is hidden, deep hidden lore that the user must discover for themselves. This is really interesting. I'm probably going to subscribe to this and maybe do some viewing of it later. I'll just hit subscribe there for future reference, maybe a future investigation. Who knows? Who knows? Chances are this is just some 45-year-old Midwestern school counselor in the suit. That would be interesting. I don't know. I think this is a real... I mean, listen, guys. We've heard a lot of firsthand accounts of the Bigfoot, and this kind of lines up one-to-one. The reddish hair, the sort of feminine curves. The pink bow. I mean, that's how you kind of know. Yeah, so I mean, this is really lining up with all the descriptions of the Bigfoot that we've heard so far. I mean, we've heard a lot about their sort of enchanting, musky fragrance. Unfortunately, through the video, we're not able to pick that up. We can all imagine, though. We can certainly all imagine the smell.
Welcome to the everybody in the club, make that booty go around and welcome to the everybody in the club, make that booty.
It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. We'll circle on back to that later. Mother Healer Monster. Okay. Canada mention. Oh, here's Dogman. We can learn about Dogman.
This Australian gold prospector takes us on a journey, and in his journey, we see a
Legends grow where the dark runs deep in the hills where secrets never sleep. They say he's a curse born of fire and pain, a ghost in the woods driving men insane. Oh, the dogs won't bark and the wind won't moan when he's creeping by. You'll feel it in your bones. West Virginia Dogman.
Okay, so now I think we have a little bit of a firmer grasp on what the Dogman is. I'm really... There's Peter Kane. Yeah, Peter Kane really has the Bigfoot market locked. Oh, this one, a small female Bigfoot. That's interesting.
There would be this one that would come out of the woods, and she'd loop around to the front door, only setting off the motion camera near the front door. The master bedroom is at the front of the house, and I would sleep with the blinds open. And when you're out in the rural countryside where your electricity comes into the property, there's a big light pole. So the front of the house, I say the front of the house, it's 100 yards away, but it illuminates the field out in front. And the first time I saw her, and I'll tell you how I know it's a her, She came out of the woods, came around right in front of the house, about 30 feet in front of the house, came around.
How is he
And I
going to get
just
to the
was
hot
laying
stuff
there
in this little amount of time?
and got all excited. She came up.
Got all
on
excited?
the porch, and there would be this one that would come out of the woods.
Come on, Randy. Piece of shit. Asshole. He fucked her. yeah, he fucked her for sure. I want to AI generate an episode of The X-Files where a Bigfoot attends a furry convention to harvest seed. That sounds pretty interesting. Oh, was there a longer one connected to that?
There would be this one that would come out of the woods.
Oh, it's an hour long? What are the odds he has chapter titles for the hot sex scene? Okay, thanks for nothing, asshole.
There would be this one that would come out of the woods, and she'd loop around to the front door, only setting off the motion camera near the front door. The master bedroom is at the front of the house, and I would sleep with the blinds open. And when you're out
why is it doing me like this? Come on. All right, take care, jokester. Thanks for stopping by. I would rather fuck Bigfoot than the average Canadian roast. Well. Yeah. Okay.
Came out of the woods, came around.
Why do they keep
right
playing
in front of the
background?
house?
This is fucking annoying.
About
What's
30
Pinky
feet
up
in
to?
front.
If it's 3:01 a.m. and you seeing shadows in the corners of your room, in the corners of your eyes, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, because the more you act afraid, the more they will bother you, because you are releasing fear energy. The more fear energy you release, the more it attracts. You act afraid.
Is this a sticker, or did he get a new tattoo in the middle of his forehead? It kind of looks like a sticker.
The more they will bother you, because you are releasing fear energy. The more fear energy you release, the more it attracts. It attracts more of them because you are releasing fear energy. Don't be afraid of them. The next time you see one, look it straight in the eyes. When you look it straight in the eyes, it realizes that you aren't afraid of them, and it goes away. Just that simple. But the moment you release a bit of fear, that's when it comes to you. That's when it walks beside you and keeps following and bothering you. The times they like to bother you the most is when you're not in full spirit, aka when you're drunk, under the influence.
Let's go. 2-in-1 video.
During my spiritual awakening, because during my spiritual awakening was one of my most psychosis states. And that's because I was learning.
Wait, you're telling me this guy had psychosis? Not very likely.
And things about the world and about myself, and it kind of feared me. But once I realized all that stuff deep into my spiritual awakening and my spiritual journey, that these shadows are
3-in-1. It's Red Letter Day, guys. Psychosis is what happens when you finally become sane. Yeah, real truth acorn. You know, while we're here, we've learned a lot about Bigfoot. We're gonna circle back to Bigfoot. I feel like there's just more to examine there. Hopefully, we can get some real hot testimonials. And none of this sort of edging BS. But let's just see what our girl Starseed Netlink is up to real quick. Project Rose.
Hello everybody and welcome to Starseed Netlink, and today we're going to be doing a video project or a research project that I have been working on now for a little while. And this project is known as Project Rose, but I have also heard that it's called Project Rosethorn. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because this...
Okay, well, I don't know, guys. It might be Dr. Peanut Butter's wife, but I'm actually the one who's sitting right beside her right now, so... you know, you snooze, you lose.
Project is based on a experience, but also because it was also brought up in my QHT session, but also this also connects to a personal experience that I have had dealing with the hybridization program or the programs. And
Look, guess
so
where
I
my
thought I
head
would
is
go
right now,
ahead and
guys. It's
talk about
basically on
it
her
or talk
boobs.
about the research or the experience that I've had and talk about the fundamental understanding of it, but also just sharing the knowledge of what I know about this project. For a disclaimer, for people who have not tuned into my YouTube channel, my YouTube channel is called Starseed Link. I'm a spiritual researcher and I research a lot of different topics.
I forgot about how crazy her warlocks go. But that makes sense. Yeah, Ben in the woods with my speaker playing romantic tunes, just waiting. Oh, yo, what's up, Dr. Peanut Butter? You are here. sorry I'm cuddling up so close to your girl. I just couldn't really help it, actually.
If you have not gone and watched or done any research about the secret space program or the super soldier program, you probably want to go and watch those videos or at least educate yourself a little bit before watching this video, because I will go and reference a lot of the terminology or a lot of stuff relating to this. But this project is also related to the hybridization program, which I also want to talk about. So let's get into it. So on the positive side of the rose, you have the rose bush. And then you have like the petals of the rose. And the petals of the rose represents divine femininity, love, romance, spiritual growth, nurture, bringing forth life. That's essentially what a lot of people might understand what the rose is, or when you're looking at the rose petals. But
is there a Bigfoot super soldier rabbit hole? I'm scanning super soldier Facebook right now to see if they've mentioned Bigfoot at all. Yeah, she's too much of a woman for one man, I'll admit. Yeah, maybe if we combine our forces, maybe we'd be like half of the man she deserves. I mean, definitely there's some women you can just tell that they deserve to be in a polycule with a bunch of weird schlubby fat and or Norwooding and or Chinese guys, and I think she might be one of them.
But when you're looking at the rose as a whole, you have to understand that the rose also comes with thorns. A lot of roses that you see do come with thorns. So on the positive side, you get the more of the positive aspects, but on the reverse side, when you're dealing with the thorns or dealing with the whole entire rose itself, you're dealing with how to control, how to destroy, control, manipulate, and shame the fine femininity, divine spiritual growth, nurture, love, everything that basically is designed about the rose or what the rose actually resembles in a sense. So in a sense,
wow, that's so interesting. Wow, babe, that's so interesting. Okay, let's we're not going to dip out on this quite yet, but we might look for a different one that maybe has a different size picture, perhaps. That's bad.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel or to my video. And this is going to be episode 3 of my video diary of some of my memories. Before I begin, I'm going to be talking about some very explicit stuff, and this is the reason why I'm going to be putting this video under age limit. And the reason
let's go.
The reason for this is because I feel like it's my time now to speak my truth and to share my experiences that are related to the human colony, or also known as Hucolo. And there's some adult stuff that has happened, so I'm gonna be talking about that. But the reason why I want to talk about that is because it connects to I think to the programs and the reason why I believe that the human colonies were Hugelo back during 2013 to 2015 to 2016 essentially was used as a recruitment into the SSP programs or into some of these fractions. And I don't know if I was solely responsible of shutting it down or whatever happened, but there is actual...
Listen, I know we're all locked in on this, but I've just uncovered some pretty explosive stuff on Facebook. So just get ready for that. But I'm not to distract you guys too much. My apologies.
If you go onto their YouTube,
she's sad in this one because she remembers the time she fucked me during an SSP mission. Get in line, pal. But yes, hopefully it is a full body naked description. That would be very interesting.
Channel.
Well, I think she was a data entry clerk, but I'm assuming also a seductress of some sort of possibly sex assassin. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
And just to let people know, I have absolutely no beef to the person who's the main channeler of that group. No, nothing against him, nothing. It's just that after 10 plus years, I want to share my experiences and to see if anybody else from that time period remembers this. So the reason how I stumbled upon their group was searching through Facebook or going through a lot of different Starseed forums. So that's basically how I stumbled upon their page or their YouTube channel. That was also the same instances of how I found my handler or my friend that I stuck with for 7 years.
I mean, Fats, this isn't just merely a Foyd. This is a top SSP honeypot, you could call it, something like that. And also, like, a lot of us guys are trying to get into dating, and this is sort of, I think, our best opportunity is a sort of life and death competition for her fair hand. So it's a little more than just entertainment. This is sort of life or death for some of us. Yeah, but what's up your arsenal? Hopefully you're ready to get exceptionally R-pilled. Hi, I'm new to dating. I heard this is a good way to start.
Until we broke it off. And just to let people know, it was strictly platonic friendship. There was like...
She's talking about you guys right now, not me.
We did have adult conversations once in a while, but we never really gotten into a relationship, if that makes sense.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention. Is this her talking about her repressed SSP memories? Or from some guy she met on Facebook? I might have missed it.
So we're just basically friends that would hang out and
yeah,
talk
no,
to
this
each
is you see, here's the thing. We've been going for almost 2 hours now, and our investigation into Bigfoot did lead us here. You might want to go back in 4x speed till you catch up, because this is linked to Bigfoot, and yes, James Rink did fuck her. That's something we're all going to have to come to terms with. That's just pretty standard in the SSP community. If you're going after SSP, Gmail sliz, that is just something that you're going to have to accept anyway.
for 7 years until he basically did a bombshell confession to me that, and plus our entire relationship was a complete disaster. And I'm not gonna get into it. I might get into it another time, but the person who knows about it, and I already confessed that side to him, so that story is done and over with. So what eventually happened was that
when are we getting to the explicit stuff?
The only reason how I got into Huculo, or human colonies, was that there was a nice guy and there was another girl that I friended in their Hangout chat, or their Google Hangout chat. And she was, I'm assuming she was very similar in age with me.
I mean, here's the thing, Dr. PB. I understand where you're coming from, and maybe, like, this vessel might be pure and virginal, but any woman who's anywhere at all within the psycho space of James Rink, when you consider his prowess as astral projecting, listen, we just have to be realistic here, basically. And we all know how James Rink operates, so, let's call a spade a spade.
And we were talking, and she invited me to another guy who was also part of the group. He helped paid for me and her session in order to go to a channeling session with the main channeler, in order to introduce me to the being known as Griffith-Near. And she was like a Lyran / being that was in charge of Huculo, or at least in charge or the spokesperson of Huculo. And so I got a chance to, so he paid for our sessions.
Wait, am I Huculo? Our names are kind of similar. I might be. I'm trying to remember. You think she got astrally fucked by Rink? 100%, absolutely. Astral fucking ain't cheating, Playboy. That's a really strong attitude to have. Do I think anyone in the SSP community has gotten someone else canceled for remembering they essayed them in space? Almost certainly. More like James rape. It's not rape if it's consensual, playa. James has fucked every woman within a 100-mile radius of him in the astral realm. It's unavoidable with a man of his power. It's